So, Knicks Nation, welcome to the show. We got a lot of things to talk about. So, Mikal Bridges signed his new extension, but what are the real implications for the Knicks in the second apron, right? Also, Yabusele, the French phenom that made a name for himself last year in Philadelphia. I have a question that I would like to answer. Was Yabusele a steal in free agency? Some people seem to think so. Mitch, his contract, still no word of an extension. It's currently 8:08 on the East Coast. What's going on with Mitch? Will he continue to be a Knick? Of course, the power rankings, they release power rankings even though it's early. So I guess we get a chance to see where they have the Knicks early on. We got no smoke of the week, but we do got comment of the week, word on the street, and much more on this episode of This Week Inside the Knicks. Salute Knicks Nation and welcome to This Week Inside the New York Knicks. I'm your host, Karan Pierre, the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, y'all. Man, listen, got a little late start. Greetings to everybody in the building early. Crims Dad, I saw you telling me to start the show. Hey, at least I'm on time. I'm on time. Okay? Salute to Miguel P. I see you in the chat. Yes, we rocking at a different time tonight. I had to take my car to the shop and then they wind up keeping it and I wind up coming home mad late. So I figured, you know what, let me do the show. I asked Maxine, I said, yo, Max, should we do the show? What's up? Man, I'm doing the show tonight. She said, do the show. So we're here. And this honestly is an important episode because Mikal signed this deal. And I think that there's some things that we really need to address. So it's important. But salute to all the channel members and everybody that tuned in for episode 5 of the Objective Fan Hoops. I was in Brooklyn hooping. I had a great time yesterday back home, man. I mean, you know, good games. Typical Brooklyn politics. So those that watched it, typical Brooklyn politics, Crim Dad. I'm not sure if you watched the whole thing, but you know, we got robbed, man. We should have won the game, and yeah, but it's always love when we go to Brooklyn. And I'm probably looking to go back weekly, but we'll see. Great time. Even when I shut down, man, it was some more good content that I'm sorry I didn't record. Like, so one of the guys from the park, he had boxing gloves because one thing about Brooklyn, you know there's going to be argument. So he said, no, listen, we ain't doing no arguing. We're going to put the gloves on. I said, ain't nobody putting on no gloves. But it was cool. So, yeah, I wish I would have caught that content. It was pretty funny. But next time for sure. Also, what else? I made my hand is injured. I injured my hand in the video. So some of you guys may have noticed my shot wasn't falling like it normally does. In the first game, I jammed my thumb guarding when I switched off on this big dude. And then I jammed it again when I was guarding. So I think, you know what I'm thinking, guys? Now that I reached a new plateau in my age, I'm not guarding big guys no more, man. If you're not in my weight class, I am not guarding you. Man, my thumb is all messed up. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to play tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But salute to HR on the grade. I see you in the building. Let me see. HRM said you had to take your car to the shop? Oh, man. Damn. And HRM, you hit the park up yesterday? Okay. And you strained your calf? Damn. Man, yo, honestly, we getting older. But, hey, man, hopefully you heal soon. Hopefully I heal soon. I really would love to go to the park tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Not 100% on that. But trying to think. I think that's all for intros. Call-up show will be Friday. If I don't hoop tomorrow, I might sneak in another show, especially if we get some news. I'll probably sneak in another show, but I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting too longer, because this is not our normal time slot. Usually this show will be at noon, but this Monday and possibly next Monday, the time might be altered. Because I do want to go to the Knicks are having the summer takeover, and it's going to be in Brooklyn. I think I might go to that, right? Now I don't know if I could get a team because the timing is Monday at like 1:30, but we'll see. So the pod might either be earlier or later. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But right now, this is episode 9 of the 2025 off season, and we'll be talking about some of the hot topics between July 28th and August 3rd. And of course, if you're new to the show, this podcast is also connected to a blog, thisweekinsidethenix.com. You can see the URL on the screen right below. You can go there. When you go there, you're going to be on this homepage, and all you have to do is scroll down, and you could click on episode 9. Okay, and bam, it'll take you here. So, and these are the topics we'll be getting into. But before we get there, I do want to start off with the special highlights. So last week we came up with a new segment of the show, and basically we're going to be acknowledging people's birthdays. Okay, so I want to give a big time salute to Knicks, former Knicks players, current and former Knicks players, and their birthdays. So big time salute to Frank Ntilikina, even though I wasn't the biggest Frank Ntilikina fan, but he was born July 28th. He just had a birthday. Salute to him. He was the 8th overall pick, 2017. Now, this guy, listen, I know a lot about the Knicks, but this guy right here, I never heard of him. Sonny Hertzberg. Salute to him. New York City, salute to him. He was born July 29th, 1922, and his Knicks tenure was 46 to 47. One thing I can guarantee is that none of you guys in the chat was around for that era, okay? And if you were, damn, you old. Then we got Kristaps Porzingis, right? KP. Do we give him a salute? Do we give KP a salute? He was a Knick. I'm going to give him a salute. It was Phil, Phil, he wasn't feeling Phil Jackson. That's why he got asked for the trade, and they wound up trading him. But his birthday was on August 2nd, right? 1995. And his Knicks tenure was from 2015 to 2018. And of course, he was the 4th pick in the draft. And the last birthday we have is Mike Davis, okay? He was born August 2nd, 1956. So I know none of you guys go back to these. Well, no, yeah, I'm sorry. This is the 80s. He was born in 56. Now, he didn't play in 56. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of you guys might remember who Mike Davis is. I ain't gonna cap. I don't remember Mike Davis. That's before my time. Right? His Knicks tenure was 1980 to 81. I wasn't even born. What the heck? But I want to give a big time salute to all the birthdays. This is a new segment I added because, one of the things I like to do, I like to salute players always. All right? Always. Now, I'm going to keep the train moving. And if you just joined the show, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel. Right? So I want to talk about the assistant coach. I don't want to call it a debacle, but I do want to talk about the assistant coach, where we are. Now, this article right here does a great job of explaining exactly what's going on, right? The coaching staff is beginning to take shape, believe it or not. I mean, how many... And you know what? Salute to JJP, NYC, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, right? He says to me, because I'm like, I've never seen this many requests for a team, for other teams' coaches on horizontal moves. Like, I've never seen this many assistant coaches, right, being targeted and the Knicks seeking requests to speak. Now, maybe they did in the past. I don't know. I just, it's not something probably we pay attention to, but I just never seen it. But JJP told me, no, my friend, it is not a horizontal move. It's a vertical move because this is New York City. Man, New York City, salute to New York City. And he said that basically, you come to New York, it's an upgrade. Where you going to be at? You going to be in Memphis? Salute to Memphis. No offense. But I'm just telling you what the man said. So I was like, damn, he had me there, But this is where we are, right? So Mike Brown, he's expected to bring some familiar faces from the Kings, Charles Allen and Ricardo Fios. And they were under him in Sacramento. Now, a little bit about these guys. This is why this article is a really good article. I'm not sure if this is a subscriber mode article. This might just be a regular article, okay? Now, because it tells you about these guys. So Allen, because I don't, like I said before, I don't pay attention to assistant coaches. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to front like I do. I don't know what they do. We can only know what we're told they do, right? What they do. So this is what they say. Allen began his journey in 2017 as an assistant video coordinator with the Suns. Then he held similar roles with the Rockets and Jazz before landing it in Sacramento. So he's bounced around a little bit since 2017. There he rose from head video coordinator to special assistant to the coach and eventually a full-time assistant coach by the end of the season. So that's a little bit about Allen, right? As far as Faust, he brings a deep background in player development, right? He served as the Suns' director of player development under Monty Williams, and he worked closely with Mikal Bridges. So that's part of the thought process there. He could come back and maybe help Bridges, take his game to another level, especially since he signed that bag. And yes, that is the flagship topic. His bag, second apron. We'll get to that later. But so he was under Monty Williams in 2019. He then joined the Italian national team for the 2023 FIBA World Cup. He also joined Brown's Sacramento staff in 24-25. But he wasn't retained after Brown's firing. So that means that he's a Mike Brown guy, right? And he's widely respected for his developmental work. And Mikal Bridges is in there, but he also worked with Sabonis, Zach Collins, Rui Hachimura, and Benedict Mathurin, who is nice, okay? Now, here's the recent reports that we were trying to get this guy, Brendan O'Connor. He's a part of Ty Lue's staff for the Los Angeles Clippers. And his reputation is he's a defensive savant. The Clippers finished third in defensive efficiency last season, allowing only 109 points per 100 possessions, according to the data from the NBA stat page. Now, if he is this, if this is my logic, right? If Brandon O'Connor is such a great coach, and I'm not saying he's not, I don't know if he is. I've never seen him. I'm just going by what they're saying. Why would the Clippers let him go? Is it because maybe on the Knicks he'll be the assistant coach, the lead assistant coach? I don't know. But if that is the move, then that makes sense to me. But some of the other attempts, they tried to get Pablo Prigioni, which they did get the permission to speak to him, right? But he didn't, for whatever reason, he didn't come. Now, Pelicans assistant James Borrego, that's another guy we try to reach. And basically, we definitely wasn't able to get it. And also Jay Triano as well. So that's the update with the assistant coach search. We know Rick Brunson's coming back, right? We know Mark Bryant, right? Who else was coming back? We'll say it here. I know these are the guys we're letting go. Andy Greer, Dice Hashimoto, Daniel Brady, Odell, those guys are out of here, right? So, the staff is starting to, oh yeah, these are the guys, the holdovers, Darren Erman, like Mark Bryant, like I said, and Mo Cheeks. Now, Mark Bryant, Mo Cheeks, I'm not sure about Erman, those guys were front office hires, right? And usually the front office is, it's commonplace for a front office to have their assistant coaches there, right? Especially with Mike Brown, who half his staff is all over the place, right? Some of his guys coach other teams. So it is what it is. I mean, listen, if it's going to make us better, if it's good for us, I'm for it. I'm just telling you, I don't really know much about the assistant coaches. I'm gonna keep it real. That's not really something that I pay attention to. But if you want to see in detail more on, Brendan O'Connor, there's an article dedicated to him, right? There's a couple of articles dedicated to him, and some more about the assistant coach search. All you gotta do is go on the blog, go on the new assistant coaches, and you will be able to see all of those sources. Okay, I'm not going through everything. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat briefly, and then we're gonna move on. I see you. Knicks will be champs 25-26 in the building. Salute to you. Hopefully you're doing well. And everything's good out in California. Tim's dad said, hey, Knicks 26, you miss Miguel P. He got comment of the week. Did he? How Miguel P got comment of the week? I don't know if Miguel did he? He might have. We'll get to that. Mikal says 12K for that's the comment of the week. 12K for lights should be illegal. Injury bill costs less. Damn, 12K. So wait, hold on. Who's paying 12K for lights? Hold on. Let me make this chat wider. New headlights cost thousands? What type of car you got? The shop I go to is pretty good. I don't really have issues with the shop, and my car is under warranty, so I should be good. Let me see. You guys talking about cars? Salute to Fritz. I see you in the building. Definitely, Fritz. We got to set up a time for me to go on that NBA economy show. A lot of interesting things. I will be talking about Mikal Bridges in the second apron in a second. Right? If you just joined, right? These are some of the topics we're going to be talking about. Bridges and his impact on the second apron. Was Yabu or still Mitch's contract, power rankings, and more. Okay, we'll get to that. I'm moving with efficiency today, y'all. All right, on time, feeling good. Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. What's 2 minutes? A minute and a half. But we started on time from the scheduled time. So I do want to start with former Knick Danilo Gallinari. I pronounced that right. Danilo Gallinari. His pregnant wife was bitten by a shark in Puerto Rico. Wife of the former New York Knicks first-round pick, Gallo, was attacked by a shark during family beach day in Puerto Rico. Eleonora Bowe was wading in the crowded waters of the beach in the Puerto Rican municipality of Carolina when she was bitten on the leg, she revealed on Friday. She said, it was the worst day of my life. The 39-year-old wrote on Instagram, according to a translation, I never thought I could get attacked by a shark. And I was near the shore on a super crowded beach. Thankfully, me and my baby are fine. Well, I do want to give and that's her, taking her tug out, taking a picture. I do want to give a big time salute to Danilo Gallinari and his wife. Unfortunately, they had to go through that, but her and the baby is fine. And, that's some scary stuff, man. That's some scary stuff. You just chilling, and there's a whole bunch of people, and you're not even in the water, and you get attacked by a shark. I'm just happy for, him and his wife. Everything's all right, and she seems to be in fun spirits, right? So that's one thing that happened. I'm not sure if you knew that. Right now I'm in the smoking hot topic session, and I'm just going to reel off a whole bunch of stuff. All right, that caught my eye. I do want to touch on this because this is also, media. This has some real. Hold on, I don't like that. I don't like that. For some reason, it's not opening in a new window, and it's kind of throwing me off. Anyway, all right, cool. So Marcus Morris, right? The NBA veteran and ESPN analyst, right? And I do want to give Marcus Morris and his brother a salute because they actually got a channel, YouTube channel, and they addressed it. Their first video was addressing it. So if you didn't see it, you can check out, I think it's called the Morris Twins or no, the Morris Code or something like that. Check out their YouTube channel. It was a 20-minute interview. I did watch it. And, they was addressing the story because this is what came out first, right? And this is how the media treats you. ESPN analyst and ex-Knick Marcus Morris Sr. allegedly stole. No one cares about the allegedly, right? You could just take the allegedly out. Marcus Morris Sr. stole over $250K from casino. Denied bail in fraud case. They could have worded it like this. Right? Like, he denied the charges, or they could have. Why they gotta put it like? Why they had to do it like this, man? I don't like that because I'm somebody who I go through a lot of news articles, so I judge articles by headlines. And when I say I judge them by headlines, not that and here's another problem. It's not that I run off thinking that this is the case without reading the story, right? But sometimes you don't have enough time because there's so much content, so much news to read. You just brush over stuff like this, but what sticks out in your mind is fraud and stole, right? But they rebutted it, right? So apparently, right, he was arrested on felony charges for fraud allegations that he wrote a $260,000 in bad checks to cover gambling markets. Now, I had no idea what a market is. I'm not a gambler like that, but I think it's money that the casino loans to you and you're able to pay it back or something like that. And the bottom line is, he explained it because if you just look at the headlines and the titles, you would think he's out there scamming, right? And look, listen to his response. Did I take out a marker to gamble? Yes. Was this my first time? No. I've been enjoying my off time and doing what I like to do every year at some point in Vegas at a high level for years. And that's not just gambling. I really thought the amount of money and time I spent there would really have value. So this year I took my time to pay back the money that could have been handled and on the spot. If I'd known that I've been locked up, like I was trying to flee or be a fight risk. So he didn't go casino to casino, right? He didn't try to take the money and do something crazy with it. He didn't leave the scene, right? Why are they trying to paint this man like he's a criminal? Sometimes there are things that we don't know that are serious issues. But based off ignorance, we may not take care of it or we think we have time. But these things have severe consequences, right? So I just wanted to clear it up and give him, instead of going through the smear campaign, because once a nigga always nick, you know how we get down with that. I wanted to give his side of the story, right? So did I go past the time that I needed to repay? Yes, I probably did. Did I know they would lock me up? Hell no, right? And if he, as a business, right? And you got high profile clients like NBA players, was there any effort to contact him or send an email like, hey, you didn't pay this? You just report the man like he's a criminal? When he's done good business there before? He's been doing this for years. This isn't his first time doing this. say what you want, but fraud will never be something I'm a part of wasting my time with. Them coins ain't changing no lifestyles on this side. Think about it. This guy made multiple millions of dollars. He gonna try to go away with a couple of 100,000? This won't be up for long. No mistakes on my behalf. Just didn't think that was possible. More lesson learned. All right? But listen to this. But to sit 51 hours, no bail, and not even a chance to pay it back till after 2 days go by was out of pocket. 24-hour lockdown, no food or water for the whole 51 hours. That's the part that hurt me the most. I put my time and resources into every in my life, but to be treated in that manner did something to me. And like I said earlier, I've been enjoying myself in Vegas for 10 years. Plus at high level and not just gambling. So, and if you want to read more, you can, right? Like I said, all the articles are on thisweekinsidetheknicks.com, but I wanted to share this because a lot of people won't highlight that. They're going to highlight this. Analysts allegedly stole $250K. Denied bail in fraud case, right? That's what they're going to push. And on my watch, on my clock, I'm not doing it, right? This is how we do things over here at This Week Inside the Knicks. So I wanted to shed some light on this because I just feel like he wouldn't have got the same acknowledgement elsewhere. And if I'm doing content, I'm going to do content the right way, the just way, right? And another key thing too, he said, I got the money. I could have paid it. I got it. It's nothing to me. This is small fries. Hopefully they publish the response and they push it as hard as they were pushing the first article. Because when I first saw that, I'm like, damn, Gilbert Arenas, Marcus Morris, and who was the other guy? Oh, well, Shannon Sharp was fired. He wasn't a criminal. Well, then again, that was a civil case that could have been criminal. Listen, it's just the time where this news came out, you're thinking that all these guys are just straight wilding, right? But yeah, when you do some reading and you wait and you're patient and you don't rush to judgment, you'll be able to see the full story. I'm gonna keep it pushing, y'all. Make sure the mic's on. So, I'm gonna talk about Mitchell Robinson. Now, right now, as I'm talking to you guys, let me just make sure we didn't get no new updates, because I'll change my show mid-show. So yeah, we don't got no new updates. This is people are thirsty for content right now, right? So no new updates, right? But Mitchell Robinson, Mitchell Robinson where we should keep the fans up at night. Now, there's a lot of you guys that love Mitchell Robinson. All right? There's a lot of you guys that love Mitch. And listen, I don't want no smoke. Okay? Some of you guys didn't like the fact that I'm like, I don't think he should start. I think he's okay. I'm not saying to trade him. I'm not saying to don't play him. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying none of that. I just said, in my opinion, he shouldn't start. This doesn't make sense to me. But right now, Mitchell Robinson, like how Mikal Bridges was, he's at a real crossroads moment. Because Leon Rose's style, you never see someone make it to an off season that has not committed to an extension. You hadn't seen. Don't say OG Anunoby, he was traded that year, right? He wasn't on the team. He got traded that year, so he had to sign his extension in the offseason. Anybody who's here, you do not see them going into the free agency without a deal. So Mitchell Robinson, he's the Knicks' longest tenured player and arguably their best pound-for-pound defender. Right? He's been subject to many trade rumors for years. But he just proved how valuable he could be during the playoff run. The biggest issue for Robinson is that his long injury history. And I think the injury history could be hurting the negotiation. Because look, when you look at Mitch, and I'm going to pull it up really quickly. Basketball Reference. Right? When you look up Mitchell Robinson and you look at his availability, he just got the 4-year 60. Right? But look at his availability the last 4 years. He started playing 72 games. Then he went to 59, right? Then he went to 31. Then he went to 17. So he's been in descending order since he got the bag. So now you're in the position, and we're going to talk about this second apron later, but you got a team that is costing you a pretty penny. We're in the NBA recession. I know my man Fritz, salute to you, Fritz. I know you don't agree with the NBA recession. Well, at least at the time, I'm sure how you feel about it now. But where's the overabundance of the mid-range deals? Like, where's the Duncan Robinson 5 for $100 million? You hadn't seen that this summer. A lot of that's not there. Mitchell Robinson 4 for 60. That was a good deal 4 years ago. How many guys you seen get 4 for 60 this summer? How many young guys are still available that hadn't got deals? What do you pay Mitchell Robinson? How many years do you guarantee him? I think that they said the max is anywhere between 78 to 81 for 4 years. Does he want that? I don't know. But this is, to all you Mitchell Robinson supporters, salute to you guys. Salute to Mitchell Robinson. I love him. Right? He's a Knick. You a Knick, I love you. I don't got listen, I have no vendetta against no Knick. Even if that guy, Ben Simmons, signs with the Knicks, I will support him. I don't want him to sign with the Knicks, but once you become a Knick, that's it. So I'm always going to give you the real deal. But this right here, this is hurting negotiations, man. So, he played well in the playoffs. He averaged 7 rebounds. Didn't even give us a block. What's the definition of playing well? You don't see it in the numbers. He had moments in the playoffs. He had games in the playoffs where he looked good, but then you run Hacker Mitch. And now you force him out of the game. I'm not saying Mitchell Robinson's not good. Relax. I'm not saying it to put him down. I'm saying it to show where the possibilities may be in extension talks. All of this is coming up in the meeting. Leon Rose, I gave you your extension. You're not my player. I didn't bring you to New York. I kept you here. When's the last time you seen a player sign 2 extensions and stay with the team? Last time you seen that? Doesn't happen. And that's not even just with the Knicks. That's league-wide. You rarely see players do that. I mean, you got your Giannis's, right? You got your Jokic. You got your Embiid, right? Luka got traded. SGA was traded. A lot of the top guys don't stay with the team that they were with. Towns, Brunson. When's the last time you seen that? So Mitchell Robinson fans, man, I would be worried. Now, to show the positive light, let me show the value. I don't want to be negative. Knicks look like an entirely different team in the playoff when he was on the floor. He single-handedly transformed their defense, adding the much-needed rim protection, even though he didn't give you a block a game, while also flashing the ability to defend on the perimeter. Yes. Salute to Mitch on that. I observed that Mitch perimeter defense way better. Right? Flashing the ability to, all right, I said that. The Knicks were 4.8 points per 100 possessions worse on defense when Robinson was on the bench. So yes, we know he helps the defense. We know that. That's not a mystery, right? But all the other things I said is going to be a issue in his extension. But hey, if he stays, I'm rooting for him. If he goes, it's life, man. It's life. Where was I at? Okay, smoking hot Knicks topic. Let me see if there's any topics. I'm gonna look at your chats. Right after this, we're gonna go over the Still Knick Fans show. Right after this, all right, guys? So I'm trying to get through these topics as fast as I can. There's some topics we have to talk about, and there's a lot that's like just nothing really there. I'm gonna ask this question. I did a poll earlier on this. Yabu Sally. I got it from this article here, and it really made me think, was Yabu Sally a steal in the off season? What say you? I don't know if he's a steal. I don't like using our predictions as the barometer for what is. We're not God. We don't know what the future will hold. So to judge something prematurely, like still of the off season, I think you got to give that time to know for sure. I think that he's going to do well in New York. He's going to get time. He's going to move Hart and OG from power forward duties, which I love. He can shoot the ball, has great size. He can guard big guys down low, right? Perimeter defense might be a little bit of an issue, but I think that I would say he's one of the best players, or not best player, one of the better pickups. Like if you have worse pickups, like a Ben Simmons, damn, did I say that? You have you have some bad pickups and you have some good pickups. I would say he's a good pickup. But to say he's a steal, you got his teammate Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson might be a steal, right? I mean, it's a little premature, but what do you guys think? Actually, I probably will cover that in Word of the Street. Let me move. So, sabotage. What's the sabotage about? Oh, all right, real quick. So Knicks could be about to sabotage one of their most important players, Josh Hart. We talked a little bit about this on the call-up show on Friday. If you missed that episode, it was a good episode. We really went through a lot of the particulars of the Mikal Bridges contract. So today, I'm not going to go through the particulars of the contract because we kind of already did that. I just want to focus on second Apron. That's what I'm going to talk about today. But I will say that, with Ben Simmons on the radar, they believe that Ben Simmons will put Josh Hart in a tough spot. He has a ton of size, and he's impactful on the defensive end. And for all of his offensive flaws, of which there are many, yes, they are, he remains a savvy passer, particularly on the open floor. See that? in the open floor, in half court, I don't think Ben Simmons is that effective. Open floor, he's incredible. So what do you guys think? I'll even add Yabusele to the mix in this discussion. Will Yabusele, sorry, will he take away from Josh Hart? I don't know, because it could go either way. He's not playing for Coach Tibbs. This is a new coach. But let me know in the chat. I'm going to read the chat in a second. And I don't care about Halliburton at the WWE. We're not going to talk about that. I don't care about that. He got booed because of SummerSlam. I mean, what is this? Yeah, SummerSlam was in New Jersey. I don't give a damn about that. I'm sorry. Screw Hallie. Screw the Pacers. No, not screw Hallie. I hope Hallie has a healthy recovery. I don't like taking shots at the players. I'm more so I think bigger than the players. I go after the institution. So screw Indiana Pacers, right? You're going to be trashed this year, and I can't wait. I pray, basketball guys, please give me the Pacers in the first round. I want them as an 8th seed so we could spank the. I can't even swear on the mic, man. Let me get up out of here, man. I'm gonna jump into flagship. Right? I'm gonna highlight the Mikal stuff briefly, and then I'm gonna jump into flagship. But before I do that, I'm gonna read a couple of your chats. But we gotta keep it moving because I do gotta get the Still Nick Fan show right after this. All right. Salute size 9. I appreciate the Holy Quran reference. Salute, man. J-Tad says Simmons, laugh out loud. Yes, yes. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member, one of the first mods. Salute to you, J-Tad. Knicks will be champs 25-26. Let me see. You could start Simmons at the 4. Hart come off the bench. Yo, Knicks will be champs. Stop. You know what? After this show, Knicks will be champs. We about to get into a serious debate. You gotta stop. Start Ben Simmons. Knock it off. HRM said, "What's up with these new coaches being talked about?" I'm not sure if you was there, HRM, for where I spoke about the coaches, but if you scroll up here and you look into the blog, you will see a section on the assistant coaches. There's a good article on there where it talks about each one's specialty and why they think they'll be valuable to the New York Knicks. J-Tap said descending games played. Well, it's a good thing. It's a descending contract. Damn, J-Tap. Yeah, I swear to God, Knicks fans are the best. So before I get into it, I gotta do. Maxine's gonna kill me if I don't do this. I'm gonna take you guys to the shop. Before I do this, I gotta take you guys to the shop. Brief commercial break, man. I want to show you guys. I know a lot of you guys seen it already, but we got the Bodega Cat Captain 11 line, right? Channel members get a discount on these things, right? We got the Bodega Cat mug, right? Everybody loves the mug. The mugs are the best sellers, but this mug right here is the best seller. The white Captain 11 with the New York City skyline. It helps support the channel, support the shop. Shop that this week inside the Knicks. We got, forget the hoodies because it's still summertime, but we got the t-shirts. We got them in black. We got them in white and natural. I think they call that color natural. But the Bodega Cat tees, same thing. Right? So definitely go cop yourself a shirt, a mug, or something at shop.thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. Let me highlight Mikal's contract really quickly. Right? There's a lot of articles here. They pretty much say a lot of the same things. Some of the articles do got interesting dynamics to it, like damn it, which one was it? There was an article here that broke down the 6-month thing, right? Matter of fact, I even this one here, right? Knicks just sent a loud message to the NBA about Giannis' future. By the way, salute to Hoops Wire, right? Hoops Wire, they dropped the article and they said that they had sources tell them that Giannis won't ask for a trade this offseason. But this article here shows that there's still speculation to Giannis, right? Because we don't have a definitive answer that Giannis doesn't want to trade. Hoopswire is the only platform that said it. So I don't go with the one source said it. That's not my style. That's not what I do. Right? No offense to Hoopswire. Salute the Hoopswire. Right? No offense. But I can't just go with that source. But it's interesting now in this NBA soap opera of the offseason. If Giannis asks for a trade and he says he wants to go to the Knicks, what happens now? Because now you can't trade Mikal Bridges, right? And just this is the rough number. I mean, you guys know it, the 4-year 150, right? That's what he got. And the last year of the deal is a player option. Matter of fact, I do it like this because I got to go here anyway. So I'm going to pull up the Knicks sports track, okay? Now, because I want to show you guys the numbers. So when you go to Mikal Bridges and his contract, right? You will see that the last year of the deal is a player option. Player option. Okay? Now, usually teams that rock with you, that's how you know a team rock with a player, when they give you a player option. Everybody don't get player options. Everybody doesn't get, superstars get them, and players that have value. Those are the only players that typically get options. So that's a big deal. It puts Mikal in the driver's seat. He can't be traded for much of this season due to the 6-month rule, right? Which automatically puts a 6-month no trade clause if you sign your extension, right? At within a certain time frame. Depending on where you sign him in the season, a player could be untouchable for the year, especially if you sign them after the trade deadline from a period that would extend beyond the trade deadline. Let me give the example so you understand. So Mikal Bridges signed the extension on July 31st. That takes him 6 months. So he can't be traded until January 31st. Trade deadline will be February 4th or 5th. So he can only be traded within that 4-day window. And if things are going right, he won't be traded. Okay? Now, that's just the basic contract. Like I said, there's all different types of stuff. Put it like this. Everything that has to do with his contract, you will see it here in the details of Mikal Bridges' contract extension, okay? I'm going to skip that because we talked a lot about it on the call-up show, and we kind of pressed for time, okay? So I'm just going to skip over, and I'm going to go to flagship, okay? And I want to touch on this right here. Oh, there. Oh, they used the same picture. It messed me up. They used the same picture as the other article with Mitch. It messed me up. I thought I clicked on the wrong article. Anyway, so Mikal Bridges' extension forced the Knicks to confront brutal roster dilemma. Okay? Now, I'm trying to think. There's a quote I want to read. The 27-year-old big man. Hold on. Wait, what? No, that's not the article. That's not the article. I don't know where the article is. All right, cool. I'm just going to click this one. But there was a quote in the article I want to read. This article's talking about Brunson and his extension. Brunson was I could go there. Okay, so look, let me start here. Then I'm going to go to Sports Track. Brunson extension, his was a real sacrifice. Mikal, did he sacrifice? Yes, somewhat. I would just call that negotiation. Brunson sacrificed. So the difference between what Brunson did and what Mikal did is, one, Brunson is an all NBA all-star. So when you see, your Supermax is 270 million or whatever the Supermax is, you have to reach those levels to get that money. Right? Or if you wait a year, there's different, what's it called? I think they call it the veteran something extension. And then there's a certain raise, and it's based on the salary cap. So, a player can't exceed more than a certain percentage of the salary cap. So that's why when the salary cap goes up, players get paid more. Okay? The reason why I'm saying all of this is because if Brunson wouldn't have signed that extension, two things would have happened. He would have been traded, which sounds crazy, but you can't allow a player like Jalen Brunson to go in free agency because somebody's going to give him the bag. The Brooklyn Nets would have gave Brunson the bag this year, right? Perfect example of what I'm talking about. So the money that Brunson could have made, because he's a star, you have to pay him because you can't let those players walk. Mikal Bridges, I love him, but his stats is just not on that level. He's not an all-star. His value is high because, yes, we traded 5 picks for him, but he was never going to get even the OG Anunoby scale contract. So when people are saying that Mikal Bridges' contract is a sacrifice, another reason why they're saying that is because of this. So when you look at this, I'm going to go to 27. Right? So when you look at 27, Mikal Bridges' first year, his deal puts him at $33 million, which a lot of that $6 million is coming from here. Because, we got the cap specialist, the cap mastermind, Brock Aller, who basically set up the contract to try to make us wiggle. Because we got 9 players. We only got $15 million in space. $15 million to sign 5 players. Now, you can go get 5 vet minimum guys. But for the most part, you might get a Jordan Clarkson who gets bought out, but you're not going to get good value for those signings, right? Plus, this is why we're talking about this other article, which I took off the screen. This one here, which is talking about Mitch. This is why the Mitchell Robinson, I don't know how I got to Facebook, but that's weird. I don't know how I got to Facebook. But the Mitchell Robinson contract dilemma also is tied into this right here, which is tied into this. And all of this money talk matters because Mitchell Robinson, he got a 4-year, $60 million deal, right? You divide that up equally, that's $15 million a year. If you gave Mitchell Robinson $15 million, automatically in the second apron, right? So when we say Mikal Bridges sacrifice or he helps keep us in the second apron, yes and no. Yes and no, because if you win the championship or you get to the finals or you do something that you feel is worthy of keeping this roster together, you automatically will be in the second apron. Unless you let go of Yabu, which you can't because he has a player option. You let go of Pacome Dadier. You probably won't because he's on a rookie scale salary, right? So at 2.9, you'll free up what? 700K, 600K. So like, unless you're doing salary dumps, right? Then you will be able to come under the apron. But here's the thing that people don't understand. Boston obliterated their team. Tatum's going to be out. They're paying $250 million in luxury tax. They lost in the second round to the Knicks. How do you justify that to a new ownership base? You can't. Now, the second apron isn't just about money. It's also about the other things you can do. Less exception money. No aggregates in trades. It really limits your ability to sustain yourself as a contending organization. So while Mikal's deal, and it never would have, triggered the second apron, it still brings us closer to our inevitable fate, especially if you Mitchell Robinson fans, because this is what I want to know, Mitchell Robinson fans. What are you willing to pay Mitch? What are you willing to pay Mitch? If it's anything under $10 million, now you're cutting his salary. And I don't like to see guys get cut, but I'm a Knicks fan, so if that's what we got to do, then that's what it is. I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to call it like this. The Mitchell Robinson quagmire is to sign Mitch or to not sign Mitch, or to trade Mitch next year. This is the Mitchell Robinson quagmire, because it's Mitch and Mikal together that triggers the second apron. So just to give a quick recap, Mikal Bridges' contract was never going to put us into the second apron by himself. It was always what he and Mitch would do. Now, he sacrificed the $6 million, which limited the first year a lot. Because 4-year 150, hold on, how's this smoothed over? Let's look at it, because I don't remember. Let's look at how it's smoothed over. So when you look at how it's smoothed over, 33, 36, 38, 41. Right? So his first year could have been 36, which cuts from this number here. So they worked it out where they can try to, finagle their way. But I'm telling you right now, sign Mitchell Robinson, you will be in the second apron. I'm going to move off of that. I'm going to look into the chat. Oh, man, the Mitchell Robinson support is, oh, my God. I'm just looking at the name. I'm not even looking at the comments. I'm just looking at the names. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that. The MVP, oh, my God. All right, hold on. I'm going to move. The chat is lit. Salute to the chats. Oh, by the way, let me do a gamification check. So this is a new thing I'm going to be doing on lives. So I'm going to salute the top fan. I'm going to salute the top 5. So Miggy Pam, salute to you, number 1 spot. I also think you in the Discord server too, Miggy. Also number 2 is BS10258. Salute to you. Number 3 is Fox Sport Talk. Number 4 is Joe Curry, the super Mitch fan, and Crim's dad, who was number 1. So I'm going to give Crim's dad his salute because he was number 1. He was the first one here. Those are the top 5 in the gamification. Okay, so we're going to be doing gamification checks from now on the live streams. Let me make this smaller. Okay. So I got to move because I'm cutting into still Knick fans time. We're getting ready to go over the Still Knicks fans. I'm getting ready to wrap this up, y'all. So, wait, what happened to the blog? Okay. No, that's not it. Hold on. Let me get back to the website. All right. I lost my spot, but I'm going to jump right into comment of the week. And I'm going to do a little bit of word of the street. Then we out of here. All right. We out of here. We're not going to spend too much time today. Talked about the second apron. Also, with the salary dump, you're destroying your team. So no team has to stay second apron. But when you do that, you destroy your team. So keep that in mind as well. Okay? Oh, I didn't get to the power rankings. Okay, real quickly. Power rankings is this. So this, I think, continued from last year. Okay? So we number 5. All right? They got the Knicks as number 5. We moved up from number 7 because of our new additions and whatever. Okay? That's the power rankings. Just to say I talked about it. We'll talk more about it as we go along. I don't really care about it, too, because it's too early. But speaking of the chat, it's like I knew the Mitch fans was going to come out, right? I knew the Mitch fans was going to come out. And Joe Curry, who's in the chat, salute to Joe Curry. He's one of the top gamification, right? And I'm cutting to the chase. This is the comment of the week. Joe says, we need to sign our MVP, not Brunson, but Robinson. He's dead serious. He's not trolling. He's not joking. He's dead serious, right? So when I first seen this, in my mind, I'm like, yo, these guys cannot be serious, right? Mitchell Robinson fans, y'all taking y'all Mitchell Robinson fandom to a whole nother level. Jalen Brunson is the MVP on this team. If you want to win the championship, I'm just going to keep it real. He has to elevate his game to another level. That doesn't mean scoring. Doesn't mean scoring. It means, it could mean more assists. It could mean more success, more wins, better efficiency. This team moves as Brunson moves. I don't care about no plus minus stat and this guy did this. Where's my stat? Where's my stat book at? Where's my stat book? When Jalen Brunson shoots 30, no, listen, we stay on point. When Jalen Brunson scores 30 or more, the Knicks record is 15-7. Right? So when the man gets buckets, the team wins. Right? When the man passes, when the Knicks get 9 assists or more, they're 15-9. So I'm sorry, 15-6. So there's value there. The bottom line is the team barely managed to be above 500 without Brunson this year. What was our record without Mitchell Robinson this year? We were doing well. Not that we didn't need Mitch. Relax. Mitch helped with the defense. I was happy to see him back. But we got to put things into its proper context, Joe. You're talking about a man in Mitchell Robinson. I showed you. This is your MVP. Look. 17 games, 31 games. In both of these years, we won 50 games. You would think that if Mitchell Robinson's our MVP, we would lose more games. But I do want to also say this, and I'm not trying to dump on Mitchell Robinson. I'm just trying to show you that Mitchell Robinson, while he's a very important piece, right? He's a complementary piece. He's not the main piece. What happened when Mitchell Robinson led the team in win shares? 2020, the team won 21 games. 2019, Mitchell Robinson win shares. The team won 17 games. I'm not trying to double on Mitchell Robinson. I'm just trying to show you that you don't want Mitchell Robinson to lead the team in win shares. You want Karl Anthony Towns to lead your team in win shares. 10.1 win shares We win 50 games, 51 games. Brunson, 11.2 win shares, right? We won 50 games. Carmelo Anthony, 10.7. Anytime, okay, look, this is how you know the Knicks was terrible. When you look at the win shares, and look, I'm not the biggest advanced stat guy. But win shares is a decent stat because it tells you the real value of your players over time. I think better than plus minus does, right? Because win shares to me shows you who was the top dog on the team. When you look at the Knicks and you see this right here, David Lee, salute to David Lee. I love David Lee. But when you see David Lee, he's number one in win shares, your team is not that good. David Lee, 9 win shares, 32 wins. David Lee, 7.4 win shares, 23 wins. Like clockwork, if you look throughout the years, you see this. Listen, man, I got to go. But, Joe, you got to stop. Jalen Brunson is our MVP. He gave us the biggest sacrifice in NBA history. Will Mitchell Robinson sacrifice? If Mitch is going to be our MVP, Joe, I know you in the chat, Joe. Mitch is going to have to sacrifice a lot of money. If Mitch wants to be the MVP, Mitch, do a 3-year, $21 million deal. You want to sacrifice what Brunson sacrificed? Brunson literally sacrificed over $150 million. 100%. He became a big star. He's in top 10 in jersey sales. Everybody knows him. Everybody's talking about Brunson. He was an all-star starter. First time in a long time. Damn, I can't even think of the last time we had 2 all-star starters in the same year. This team moves when Brunson moves. This team defensively is a little better with Mitch, but this team has done a lot without Mitch, unfortunately, because he's always hurt. I'm hoping that Mitch has a healthy season, but Joe, you have to stop, all right? This is for Joe. You have to stop. I'm going to do a couple of words on the street, and we out of here. We getting ready to go to Still Knick Fans, y'all. For Still Knick Fan Weekly. I'm going to do a couple of words on the street, and we out of here. Real quickly, I do want to quickly talk about joining the channel as well. Guys, if you're a subscriber, you've been rocking with us, consider joining the channel. I do a lot for the channel members. Salute to all the members in the building. HR, I'm the Great, Crim's Dad. Next will be Chance 2526. J-Tap. I'm not sure if Yuri's in the building. FS Wisdom, right? Salute to all you guys. I appreciate all your support. It really, goes a long way. Knowing that I got people that really rock with me, and they look out. And so, a couple of things really quickly. When you become a member, you get access to the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, where we have arguments. Like me and Knicks will be champs tonight. We're going to get into a debate. So if you want to see me and Knicks will be champs get into our debate, all you got to do is become a member, join the channel, and watch us cook. All right? We have 24/7 Knicks chat, 24/7 all sports chat. We talk all sport. We talk Yankees. We talk everything, right? Boxing, everything, right? And it's a great way to extend the conversation with me. We do members only live chats like I did last week. I think was the Coach Tibbs episode, the real reason why he was fired. That live is at 1,000 views. If you missed it and you really want to know why he was fired, or you want to learn some things you may not have known, go watch that video. But that was a members only live chat. Sometimes I just put it on lives, members only, so we can have the conversation. I also do a series called The Unfiltered Thought, which is just for channel members. And pretty much it's just me at 3 o'clock in the morning, just thinking about all types of crazy stuff. And yeah, we just, I just put out content, man. I drop a lot of content. I also hoop. And I the members, I take the members outside with me. We was in Brooklyn the other day, had a really good time. Members also get discount on the merch. So look, it's a lot you get for your starting Knicks fan package. All you gotta do, click on that join button. If you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel, all right? I'm just going to do a couple of these polls, surveys, and then we up out of here because I don't want to infringe on Still Knick fans' time. Those are my peoples. I rock with them heavy, and I told them I'm going to be sending you guys over there. So that's where we're going next. I'm going to do a couple of these, right? So with OG and Mikal Bridges' natural position being a small forward on the Knicks, at least one will be out of position. Based on this premise, which one of the scenarios will hurt you the least? Or hurt, I should have put hurt the Knicks the least, but whatever. Okay, so you got OG at the 4, Bridges at the 2. Either scenario hurts the same way. Neither they're good at both spots. I'm gonna say OG at the 4. Only 18% of the 321 votes agree. 60% say Bridges at the 2. I don't know why, but maybe it's because of that stat that there's a stat that just came out. I didn't get a chance to talk about it. That Mikal Bridges led the league in preventing ball handlers from getting to the basket. What the hell is that? Right? It wasn't stops. It was just stop driving to the basket. Right? And people are making a big deal about that. Mikal is out of position defensively guarding ones. He needs to be on the wing. That's the only reason. That's one of the main reasons why I prefer him to be at the 3, right? So I'm saying Mikal at the 3, so he can thrive, and OG at the 4. But you could still vote on these surveys if you want to. Now I think this will be the last question I ask because there's more here. Oh, the Mitchell Robinson. Oh God, I gotta do Mitch. Okay, I'm gonna do these. These are the last 2. Did Mike Brown have to be an upgrade over Coach Tibbs for the Knicks? I'm sorry. Does Mike Brown have to be an upgrade over Coach Tibbs for the Knicks to reach the finals? Yes, no, I don't know. I'm going to say no. I don't think he has to be an upgrade. 77% of the 320 votes said yes. 16% said no. 7% said they don't know. I'm going to say no because they're on the same level accolades-wise. I mean, was Steve Kerr a better coach than Mark Jackson when the Warriors won the championship? How could you say that when Mark Jackson, he built that team up? He had more time, more experience. Steve Kerr came after the grinding was done, after finding the Stephen Curry's was done, right? After drafting the Klay Thomas was done, after drafting the Draymond Green was done, crafting these guys, molding these guys, teaching these guys how to become pros. So I don't think you have to be an upgrade. I just think that, he has to do some of the things that Tibbs didn't do. And if that makes him an upgrade, then so be it. But I don't think that he's a better coach. Right now, I wouldn't say that he's a better coach than Tibbs, though he did reach the finals. I would say they're on the same level. The Knicks have given Mikal Bridges the big $150 million extension. What does that mean for Mitchell Robinson? Will he also receive the extension? I don't know. So I'm not even going to act like I know. 339 votes, 12% say I don't know, 22% say no, and Joe Curry and the rest that said yes said 66%. That's all I'm going to do tonight, man. Listen, man, I'm going to give a big time salute to all you guys. I do appreciate you guys for saluting. On the way out, I'm going to see what Joe Curry's saying, his last. I'm going to look at Joe Curry's last comment. I kind of agree, but it's actually Mitch's spot. He gave money up. Okay, he's talking to size 9. They have their own conversation. Salute to you guys. J-Tat says, put Mitch on the free market. Damn. And see how many teams line up for him. Wow. Mitch going to be most improved player. You heard it here first. How you going to be? Oh, okay. All right. That's your opinion. But listen, I'm going to give a big time salute on the way out to all the channel members, right? All the mods, right? Salute to J-Tat. Next will be Chance, AHRM, Yuri, FS Wisdom. If I missed you, salute to you. Salute to Size 9, Joe Curry. I see you in there. Nick Jack, of course. Salute to Nick Jack. I think he's another Mitchell Robinson supporter. Nothing wrong with being a Mitchell Robinson supporter. Let me just make sure I ain't miss nobody. Wow, Joe Curry, you guys are going in, man. Salute to all you guys, to everybody that was in the chat, man. Crim's dad, who made an early appearance. Not sure if he still was around. Oh, salute to Foxy as well. Foxy, man, you be having some really good comments. You might make a comment of the week. I like Foxy. He always has a well thought out comment in the comment section. But salute to Juan Rivera. Man, that's all I got for you guys. We getting ready to go to Still Knicks fans. I'll see you guys on Friday call-up show. Make sure you guys are there. You guys got to start calling up. I'm going to have to start shortening up the call-up show. It might not be a 4-hour show, man. It might be a 2-hour show, a 2.5-hour show. So make sure you guys call up the call-up show. If I don't hoop tomorrow, I'm going to do another live in between. That's all I got for you guys. Make sure you guys go to Still Knicks fans. And until next time, let's go Knicks.